All right, welcome back to NC Hammer Crypto. My name is Neil, where we keep technical analysis short and sweet. Quant has a price prediction of over $500. It's confirmed. We're going to go over it. However, I do want to stick on Bitcoin for the moment because Bitcoin is controlling the market. So when we're looking at this chart without any of the other stuff, all of this stuff, you can see that it's making this high, which is higher than this high, obviously. However, we had that rejection and then a lower high and a little bit of rejection. But what I want to point out is when we go back in time, all the way back here, in this specific area right here, in December 5th area, you can see when we zoom in, we got a high and then a push up, a higher high, and then consolidation. That's for about a week and a half of consolidation. It was pushing into the CM guppy, these green lines right here, and then it just took off. Had that major rejection and took off. Major rejection. So when you're looking at these rejections, you can see that's about 30%. We'll do another one whenever we're going from here to here. That's about 25-30%. From here to here, that's about 17-18% whenever it's about to top out. And then we had our top and then a push down. So looking at this point, when we put on all this other random stuff, this box is, I believe, roughly where we're at. You can see back here, we have the 2017 all-time high pushing up, broke 2017 all-time high again, and then pushed up again. This box is kind of what I'm expecting to happen right over here. If we take that box and we zoom it in, we could get a rejection. We could get a flash crash down here to 90,000 and then an immediate buyback up within the same day and continue the upward trend. But with that being said, let's look at the rest of the market. GRT still decreasing because Bitcoin has not finished out its consolidation phase and it needs to start pushing upwards. When we start seeing Bitcoin move up, the rest of the market moves. We've talked about this many times. This black line is important. If it breaks that black trend line, we could have that flash crash, potential consolidation and moving up like you can see with these blue ghost candles. Moving over to Quant, we got out, if you're in my signal channel, at 123 right before it dumped down to 104. However, we are getting some wick off, meaning people are buying within this area. And when we're looking at the all-time high, you can see way back here, the all-time high is around 422. I believe Coinbase chart is not accurate. I believe its all-time high is over 1,000. But with this support line, this black line right here, that's all we really need to stay above. This is the ultimate support, and that is a massive deduction from where we're at. It's over 50%, but we would need to see a flash crash for that to actually come back down and touch this black trend line, which would also have to break this orange downward trend line. It would have to break the 200 EMA. But zooming in, you can see that we haven't even hit the 0.618 on the Fibonacci retracement. It's not necessary. It's possible. It's typically what I look for is the 618 retracement. That would be below this black trend line, which we'd need to stay above. That would be underneath the 200 EMA. But you can see that we usually, whenever we get underneath the 200 EMA, let's look for a better position. Right here, this example, we crashed below the 200 EMA, came up, touched it again, touched it a third time. This section right here is considered an inverse head and shoulders, and then it pushed up towards that downward trend line. However, now the fact that we are over this downward trend line, we can consider this as support. So we could see a flash crash to here, consolidation, and an ultimate push upwards back up to $500 being Coinbase's all-time high. I believe when we look into, say, Kraken's got less information. Let's go into crypto.com. Crypto.com still saying 428, but we will be consolidating within this 2.5 mark on this Gaussian fan. I believe we're going to get some consolidation or push up, and when this breaks, all hell breaks loose and the bull market is in. Looking at the Fibonacci or the RSI, we can see that it is, Jesus Christ, that it is at 50% down here at the bottom. And we could get a little bit of consolidation. We could even move this black trend line, saying it's something like that. And now that is the new trend line that we need to be breaking. But when we're looking in between this and this, let's compare that to XCN. XCN had the similar pattern forming, and it broke below this black trend line. That's not looking the best. It's below the 200 EMA, but just like we were talking about, a push up to touch the 200 EMA, maybe a little bit of consolidation, and ultimately when we break this black trend line, that is when hell breaks loose for XCN. Still major believer in XCN, been in the 2000% gain. It's oversold, as you can see. All we really need to see is some volume pickup and pushing over this 200 EMA on the daily, and I believe the cup and handle pattern will form perfectly. Let's do a little bit of Fibonacci retracement from here to here. The next support is around 0.0123. And with that, we could see that consolidation. And even if it consolidates over this black trend line, it's going to start looking more bullish. It didn't break this downward trend line right here, this black trend line, and just have a massive crash. That didn't happen. We are a little bit oversold in the RSI down here, but I believe a little bit consolidation and a push up, and XCN is going to take off like it did back when we had the entry here around 0.002. So keeping that in mind, we are also always comparing this to Bitcoin. Again, I do want to bring up Bitcoin on TradingView. When we're looking at the comparison with the previous years, in 2025, it's at 11.53% increase. However, right in this area, we are at a 60% increase. In 2023, we were pushing up to around 83% increase for Bitcoin, while in 2024, it was decreasing. However, this is the bull run. Being at only 11%, a lot of people are freaking out that Bitcoin is pulling back. It's necessary to keep a healthy market. So you got to expect pullbacks to be coming, even flash crashes. But you have to know that a bunch of people have buy orders in here. They're just waiting, hoping that it flash crashes and they can get their buy stop in and have an immediate profit once that pushes back up. The other people who are buying here because they think it's going to have a continuation are freaking out because it's down. Don't freak out. We've been through this for many, many years. We've seen it happen over and over again. So don't freak out. It's just a retracement for a healthy market. If you want a massive push on the bull run, you have to have a healthy market and a retracement. Compound, we had amazing entry and exit. If you're in the signal channel again, you got those entries and exits being roughly 27%. And now it is pushing down. However, it is holding steady above that 200 EMA. Volume is also picking up. The RSI is pushing back down towards the 50% mark. All this is looking very good for Compound. And in the long run, Compound has a long way to go. $915. So if you're skeptical about investing into quant, which is a very good opportunity, Compound is also a very good opportunity, being only at $52. You have $52, potentially $1,000, and that's only reaching the all-time high. That's not saying that it's surpassing the all-time high, which typically when the crypto market moves back to the all-time high, it doubles, if not triples, once it reaches that all-time high. So $50, say $1,000, say $1,500. Not financial advice, but definitely very good advice to be looking into Compound. And while the rest of the market is crashing and everybody's freaking out just because world news, something market manipulation, some BS that's unnecessary. XRP is just consolidating. It's just in consolidation form. This is probably the healthiest looking chart out of any of the other charts. I always recommend investing more and more into XRP, as you will not regret it in the next 10 years. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, says they are expecting to get 14% of Swift's transactions. If we get 1% or even 4%, XRP is going to be massive. 14%, guarantee $10,000 per coin. Just with that being said, I mean, I don't know what else I need to say. XRP is definitely your get out of work free card. Keep stacking your XRP, even if it's like not moving at all. Keep stacking it. It could be all a ploy. It could be getting people to buy XRP instead of other altcoins. When other altcoins are going up 200%, XRP is just in consolidation. But I promise you, you will not regret it. We are going to see some news here in June. Also my birthday month, so thank you. If you guys want to donate, just I will leave my wallet addresses in the comments below. If you guys do want to donate, it's greatly appreciated. But looking at Tornado is also looking very, very healthy. We got it in at 750. It has not come back down to that area. We are still above the 200 EMA. The RSI is at 50%. All we really need is some high volume. We broke this black downward trend line. All this is good news for Tornado. If you want to see if it breaks this black trend line before entering, that's probably a good idea. However, one more touch to this top line right here around $11 could be pushing Tornado back up to around $500. I'm bringing it in just for fun. Toshi is looking decent, but not the best. It's also a meme coin, so you know.
Don't spit on me. It's just a game. What are you? I'll tell you this. Don't do that to me ever again.
All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoy. All the reference links are in the link below for MEXC, lowest trading fee platform where you can trade Tornado Cash. There's also Coinbase reference link for free airdrop money. Grass, I keep repeating, get Grass. It's free money. All you have to do is download an app on your computer. It doesn't steal any of your data. It's just making the network decentralized. You get Grass points. Grass points convert into Grass tokens next month. And with that, you guys get free money. Also Roller Coin. I always recommend Roller Coin if you want free passive income just from playing stupid games. I'm earning about 0.000143 XRP every 10 minutes, which isn't bad for passive income, doing absolutely nothing. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoy, and good luck. Have fun with it. Don't freak out.